Good morning, Connecticut. Well, kids are back in school and they're probably coming home with bags full of homework, right? So whose homework is it anyway? Explaining what we should be doing with our children's homework and how much involvement we should really have is Dr. Amy Alamar from Avon. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
So when it comes to homework, I know parents, it's difficult to resist the urge because you want to help them, you want them to do well, but how much is too much is really the question.
The best thing to keep in mind is remember that the purpose of homework is the communication between your child and their teacher. So really you don't have a major role in it. You're supporting the homework, you're making sure there's a place for them to do the homework, they have the materials to do it, and if they need some added support, but it's them doing the homework because it's their communication back to the teacher.
But what if they have that project due the next day and it's a diorama and they have to get all those pieces and what if we don't want them to fail?
Yeah, well, we don't want them to fail, but also failure does teach them, a lot of lessons. So even though we don't want them with our hearts to fail, we know that it's actually a good learning experience for them. So don't be afraid of that. Give them permission to learn. The struggle is in, where they actually do the most learning. So with the diorama, if they need the pieces, if they need the toothpicks or the cotton balls or whatever it is, of course you're going to help them find those materials. Ideally, they haven't left it to the last night, though. And if they have and you can't help them with it, if you can't get out, then they learn that lesson. They have to plan ahead.
So should you look it over? Should you know what they're doing every night?
That's really up to the teacher. So if the teacher is saying, I want you to sign the homework, I want you to look it over, then you do it. If the teacher is not asking for that, then it's really up to the child to get the homework done.
What if they're struggling and they're asking for help?
Great question. If they're struggling, then of course in the moment you could help them out and you could talk to them, but you want to make sure that you're leaving a note on there for the teacher. And that's for like a younger child. For an older child, you want to have them advocate for themselves, go in, talk to the teacher, find out where the struggle is, find out if they need some more intervention or if it's just a simple misunderstanding.
Even if it's just one math problem out of 25 math problems and they're just stuck on that one?
Yeah, go ahead and give them a nudge, but make sure the teacher knows that they needed help for that one.
Oh, that's good. That's good. So how much, in terms of talking with their teacher about the homework as well, should you get involved, sure that the student is the one that's really talking to the teacher?
Whenever you can, you want your child to be their own advocate. So you want to encourage them, even role play with them at home. What are you going to ask your teacher? What are you going to say to your teacher? And let them be their own advocate. If they can't, then you absolutely need to step in because this is where we model for them.
How about peer help? Is that okay? Having a friend come over who's also in the class and the two of them work on the stuff together?
That's great because you want them to learn how to reach out for support beyond you.
Okay, so as long as it's not you, but if it's somebody else at school that's coming to the house to help, that's okay. And then tutors as well, I take it? Or?
Well, when you hire a tutor, you want to make sure you're hiring a tutor for the right reason. And so you want to get at the, sort of what the heart is. Like, are you doing it just because of a grade or are you doing it because there's an actual misunderstanding and problem with the processing? And you want to talk with the teacher, make sure your student and your teacher and maybe any other supporting staff understands what's going on before you hire. Because you want to make sure you get the right person in there.
Right.
Do they just need some extra repetition?
Right. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Amy. Some great advice.
Welcome.